ISIS, an overblown threat?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because it's a very weak organization. It's strong by the standards of a terrorist group, but it's very weak compared to other states. The sort of economy of the area that ISIS controls is maybe $5 billion a year or so. And $5 billion puts it on a par with Eritrea, on a par with Guyana, on a par with Barbados. This is a very weak state.
Aren't we in the age of non-state threats? I mean, 9/11 happened with, it was 19 members of Al-Qaeda, causing, what, $170 billion worth of damage. ISIS is somewhere around 20,000 people?
No, more, probably 25? More than that, real fighters, but...
Sure. So is that something that disproportionately these individuals can have a much greater effect than they could have, say, 50 or 60 years ago?
I think that's probably true, but even there, individuals cannot do that much. What happened 9/11 was tragic, but it didn't alter America's way of life. It didn't bring down the U.S. government, and it was a very lucky shot, which we've been able to take many steps to prevent from being duplicated. So far, outside the area that ISIS controls, in the last 2 years, attacks associated in some way with ISIS, either inspired or claimed or some indirect connection, have killed maybe 500 people worldwide.
But do you think that's because we're spending so much money on counterterrorism that we're able to prevent these attacks?
I think it's because these groups are not that capable. They're not that powerful. They're not able to do that. But they can cause
every now and then.
Every now and then they can do, admittedly, brutal and heinous things. Right? They can blow up, a hotel. They can have people shot on a beach, as it happened. But that's very different than being able to spread like wildfire, very different than being able to topple other governments. And in that same period, by the way, where 500 people worldwide outside of ISIS's area were killed by ISIS-related events, in that same period, about 15,000 Americans were murdered with handguns. So what's the real threat here?
Right.